Hi, I'm Liz, and it's possible that the best book I've read all year is an Animorphs book from 1998. Book 18, The Decision, is an Axe the Andalite book, and it's quite good. The Animorphs morph into mosquitoes to, well, it's a long story. The important thing is, when you morph into a creature smaller than you are, the excess body mass from your human self chills out in zero space while you're in the tiny morph. Just go with it. There's the odd chance that your excess mass will be demolished by spacecraft or whatnot, and that almost happens here, except that their bodies are brought on board the Andalite ship that finds them, and their minds snap into their bodies in space, and they go on to save the Lyrans from Yeerk control. Axe has a great battle of where his loyalties lie when the Andalites and the humans are at odds. By the end, the kids all get snapped back into their mosquito morphs, and they go on with their lives and go to the mall to recover, as you do. The second Megamorphs book is in the time of the dinosaurs. The Animorphs get caught in a nuclear explosion that sends them back in time to the end of the dinosaur period where they have to survive. They obviously acquire dinosaur morphs and have an adventure that doesn't move the plot at all forward. The kids even lose their dinosaur morphs once they're back in their own time, and I get it. As dinosaurs, they'd be unstoppable, and they would raise a lot of questions. But what is the point? The point is to be dinosaurs. That's the point. Book 19, The Departure, is the best book in the series so far. Cassie gets lost in the woods with a kid named Karen, who is controlled by a Yeerk. The book is part survival story. Not only do they have to navigate the wilderness, but a leopard is on the loose. But the real story is the battle of morals that Cassie and the Karen Yeerk have. P.S. Karen is played by Parent Trap era Lindsay Lohan in my cast. Cassie is already struggling with being a killer in the Yeerk War. Karen Yeerk presents more ethical problems to Cassie. She justifies the Yeerk's use of humans and other aliens as puppets. Yeerks are parasites. It's what they do to survive, plus they've gained a quality of life as mobile humans that they don't get as blind slugs. I expect there's some disability ethics to discuss with this plot, but I need to hear from disabled Animorphs fans before I can speak to it. The other elephant in the room, and I don't mean Rachel, is that Cassie references Yeerk slavery many times, and Cassie is our one black character. And it just seems like Cassie would have lots to say on the matter of human slavery, but she does not. Again, I need to seek out some Black Animorphs fans before I can talk more on that. Anyway, Cassie agrees to trade her life if the Yeerk and Karen will give up her own to free the kid. Cassie agrees to permamorph into the Yeerk-like caterpillar and give up all the perks of being human, and Karen is free from her Yeerk. But while Karen's Yeerk dies, Cassie Caterpillar turns into a butterfly, and that act of insect morphing resets her Animorph 2-hour clock, and she is able to return to being human. The science is tricky, but I liked it. It was a good twist. We also learn that Cassie is a little chubby, which is awesome representation that they should have emphasized sooner. This book is so good. I don't have a lot of 90s references for the last few I read. They did mention the X-Files at one point, but Axe and Cassie aren't really like the pop culture type, so I think that's why that's not a focus. I will say that I love watching Axe process human sarcasm. It's very Danny from 30 Rock. Thanks for your patience, Animorphs fans, as I work through this series while I'm juggling 900 other things.